All right, folks. Senator Mitch McConnell, he wasn't happy at all with what President Joe Biden had to say. So today on the Senate floor, the gravedigger himself, the Crypt keeper, he chose to weigh in. We're going to deconstruct. This is pure comedy, y'all. So just go ahead and roll it.
12 months ago, a newly inaugurated President Biden stood on the west front of the Capitol, and here's what he had to say. My whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, and uniting our nation. Yesterday, that very same man delivered a deliberately divisive speech that was designed to pull our country further apart. 12 months ago, this president said we should see each other not as adversaries, but as neighbors. Yesterday, he called millions of Americans his domestic enemies. 12 months ago, the president called on Americans to join forces, stop the shouting, lower the temperature. But yesterday, he shouted that if you disagree with him, you're George Wallace. George Wallace. If you don't pass the laws he wants, you're Bull Connor. And if you oppose giving Democrats untrammeled one-party control of the country, well, you're Jefferson Davis. 12 months ago, this president said disagreement must not lead to disunion. But yesterday he invoked the bloody disunion of the Civil War, to demonize Americans who disagree with him. He compared, listen to this, a bipartisan majority of senators to literal traitors. How profoundly unpresidential. Look,
profoundly unpresidential, Scott. Somebody upset. You're on mute.
Damn. Okay. I mean, it's hard to accept Mitch McConnell for being objectionable or disillusioned or angry about the president's remarks. As he was talking, I was thinking about how the majority of the Republicans in the House who don't support the January 6th commission, I think about McConnell, who voted not to impeach Donald Trump, but then suggested that DOJ should prosecute Donald Trump if he did anything wrong. The January 6th commission, who wants to get to the bottom of an insurrection that the Republicans, many of them have denied that this was an insurrection or domestic terrorism. And then the complete hypocrisy of Mitch McConnell in regard to Biden, who has tried to build one nation, has argued unity, and yet at every juncture, the Republicans have stifled him, including voting rights, including his Buy Back Better America. But more importantly, let's not forget that the infrastructure bill that was passed was the Republican version of infrastructure. No unity there between the Democrats and Republicans. The Democrats took what they could get. And then the Republican legislatures across this country who are making it harder to vote than easier to vote. And they're making it harder to vote because they need to reduce the number of people voting because that's how they win. And if they reduce the ability to vote, then they take over the country.
Well, that's why that's so funny. Like, oh no, they're trying to do this to take over the country.
Yeah.
I'm like, have you seen the bills? Hold on one second. For more comedy, press play.
Liked and personally respected Joe Biden for many years. I did not recognize the man at the podium yesterday. American voters
Well, I pause. Come on. Well, Monique, I'm sure did nobody recognize punk ass McConnell for the last 4 years of Trump?
Of stealing Supreme Court justice.
Hey, Scott, I said Monique.
I wasn't done.
Well, guess what? You are done. Monique, go.
Show.
But the fact of the matter is that is Joe Biden. So that's the part that's absurd about what Mitch McConnell is saying. He knows the Joe Biden that led Justice Committee in the Senate. He knows the Joe Biden that used to bang on the desk and have his head sweating and look like he was about to start spinning around in his chair. So to say that he does not get animated, to say that he's not passionate about his ideas is ridiculous. The problem is that he has reverted to that Joe Biden because of the complete and total shutdown and made up minds of the Trump party to not work on anything. So he is in the corner they put him in, and Joe Biden knows how to fight. And that's what he did yesterday. It's game on.
All right. Play a little bit more of the Crypt keeper.
Not give President Biden a mandate for very much. He got a tied Senate, negative coattails in the House, the narrowest majorities in over a century.
Robert, I thought Republicans said winning has consequences. I thought they said, I thought they said when you win, you get to lead. Wasn't that how they operated in 2016?
That was indeed. And I think what we have to remember is think back to what the Republican Party used to be. When I first got involved in civil rights, it was with Janice Mathis organizing the March for the Reauthorization of Voting Rights Act back in 2004. And eventually we had a Rose Garden signing ceremony with the Bush administration after the Voting Rights Reauthorization passed 99-0 with a voice vote in the Senate. Now here we are, 14 years or 16 years later, and you have to suspend the filibuster rules because the Republican Party has become so entrenched, so intransigent, so partisan that you can't get a single Republican to cross party lines to support that exact same legislation's reauthorization. And that's before you even get to the 40 People Act or for the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act or anything else. What Mitch McConnell knows is the simple math of America. They are no longer a majority party. They are no longer the second majority party in America right now. You have the Democratic Party, followed by Independents, followed by Republicans coming in third at 28% of the American people supporting their agenda. The 50 Republican senators represent 41 million fewer Americans than the 50 Democratic senators. In the House of Representatives, they represent something like 4 million fewer Americans than the Democrats in the House of Representatives. It's been 17 years since a Republican has won the popular vote in a presidential election, and that was the only time they've won in the last 32 years since George H.W. Bush in 1988. So what they understand is if you give every American the protected right to vote, they won't be able to get elected at any level of American politics. That's why they're standing in the way of voting rights. That's why they're fighting against this. This is why you can't get a single Republican to cross party lines, because if you had a protected right to vote, if they weren't able to cheat, their party will be extinct tomorrow, and that's why they will take this to the grave, this fight against the right to vote.
Here's more of the Crypt keeper, Mitch McConnell.
The president did not get a mandate to transform America or reshape society. But he did arguably get a mandate to do just one central thing that he campaigned on. Here's what that was: bridge a divided country, lower the temperature, dial down the perpetual air of crisis in our politics. That is the one central promise that Joe Biden made. It is the one job citizens actually hired him to do. It is the one project that would have actually been consistent with the Congress the voters elected. But President Biden has chosen to fail his own test. The president's rant yesterday was incoherent, incorrect, and beneath his office. He used the phrase
This is
Jim Crow.
hilarious listening to this whiner. He was elected to bring the country together. This is the same man, Scott, where the House passed 400 bills and he wouldn't even take them up. This is the man who actually kissed Donald Trump's ass so much he probably was leading in blackface. Give me a break.
He's feigning that he's offended by Biden, and yet he's the nemesis and the enemy of unity and dialing down the political rhetoric. And the one who was driving the political rhetoric up was Donald Trump, as you said. I mean, the bringing the country together, if there's one thing that we can bring the country together on, it's got to be January 6th and the loss of police officers, the loss of life, and the injury of 140 police officers on an attack on the Capitol. And the Republican Party, he's a Senate Majority Leader. We've got Republicans on the House side who won't cooperate, who won't even show up to a vigil to recognize the insurrection and honor those who gave their lives, trying to protect them. Listen to that. They were trying to protect them, and they won't even acknowledge or show up for an anniversary vigil or program and will not cooperate with the commission, probably because the commission's going to find out how deeply our Republican elected officials were tied up in the lead into that resurrection and the goals and objectives, including Donald Trump. And yet he's offended because voting rights we can't bring the country together on voting rights. He's offended that that Biden chastised the Republicans about this issue. He's feigning being offended. He actually loves being the enemy and the nemesis against unifying this country and unifying the Republicans and the Democrats.
Monique, my position is very simple. I ain't taking no speeches from nobody who defended Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I mean, he did until he didn't, but that doesn't matter. He's not correct. The one mandate, if there was one mandate for President Biden, the first one for many voters was that he would be someone other than Donald J. Trump. So he's meeting that mandate. And then any other mandates behind that came from the people who actually got him elected. So, of course, I'm first talking about Black women. I'm talking about Black people generally. I'm talking about people of color. I'm talking about the goodwill of people who are progressive, who are liberal leaning. I'm talking about those who cared about voting rights and knew that they would expect him to do something about it. Those who marched in streets for police reform, for justice in policing, and still expect for him to do something about it. I mean, people who cared about this pandemic and expected and are appreciating him having an approach that follows the science and is attempting to do something about that. People who appreciate infrastructure work and who appreciate money in their pockets. Those are the things that we voted for him to do. And that's why he's up there in Georgia, like yesterday, saying, I understand you brought me here and I intend to do something about it. So I don't pay any attention necessarily to Mitch McConnell's ongoing power grab. To me, as I've said many times on this show, he's the real devil. He's the real Lucifer. He's the real monster. He's the real dictator. He's the one with darkness where there should be a heart. He does not care about the citizens of this country. He cares about holding on to power for power's sake, and he is not at all concerned about getting anything done. He's proven that over and over again. This was the man who said his one job, his one mandate during the Obama administration was to ensure that he didn't get anything done.
Right. Here's a whole.
So he's just wrong. He's wrong on all counts.
Okay, damn. How long when your ass gonna be? You getting like Scott?
I got something else to say too.
Nah, damn.
I didn't get a lot.
Hey.
Earlier,
That's your janky ass cricket Wi-Fi at your house.
Well, just a lot to say.
Don't be coming on an hour late, then your ass want to catch up. Nope. You missed your shot.
Well, I'll yield.
You missed your damn shot. Robert, here's the thing.
Go right ahead.
Robert, Scott, be quiet. Robert, here's the thing for me. I'm so sick of this bullshit mandate stuff. I mean, listen, you have a mandate. Son of a bitch, we won.
Well,
let me tell you something. If you win, if you win the World Series 4-3, if you win the World Series 4 games to 3, your ass won. It's the same shit as if you won 4-0 to 4-3. If your ass win the Super Bowl by a point or 30 points, they call you world champions. But this bullshit about mandate, you don't have a mandate. Yeah, we had a mandate, 270, bitch. That's the mandate. The mandate is 270. And so
is bitch some political speech?
I need people to walk like that, to sit here and say, look, Trump was like, y'all kiss my ass. We won.
That's true.
McConnell was like, yep, we won. He told Senate Democrats, I don't want to hear y'all mouth. We won. Matter of fact, I just pulled a story up. Senator Marsha Blackburn got an attitude because the Democrats, Biden has appointed a brother to the judicial nomination out of Tennessee. Blackburn, she in her feelings because the White House did not engage in they didn't sufficiently seek out the opinion of her and the other dude, the U.S. Senator from Tennessee. And now they're trying to play games because they say, here she's saying, first of all, she's saying this brother, Andre Mathis, has a rap sheet for speeding. One was 5 miles over the limit from 10 years ago. Okay. And then they called it insulting. Now, this is what Dick Durbin said. Dick Durbin said, well, when y'all asses were in charge, y'all didn't give nobody the blue slip. So all we gonna do is do what y'all did. So then Durbin, being nice, apologizes, saying, well, they should have given them, it was a mistake at the Senate that did not receive those blue forms. Man, I'm sick and tired of Democrats apologizing to these punk-ass Republicans. Senator Tom Cotton or Durbin, you need to apologize for interrupting me in a hearing. And then Durbin went ahead and did it so they can release the appointees. And so I get why he did it. But this is where Democrats should say, hey, your punk asses lost, we won, and spoils go to the victors. Sit your ass down.
Well, look, Roland, on this idea of the mandate, Donald Trump didn't win the popular vote. Neither did George H.W. Bush.
Boom!
Barack Obama had a mandate from the people. Did Republicans get on board with Obamacare because he had a mandate? No. So it's complete malarkey. And I'm going to agree with the 45th president of the United States, Donald John Trump, when he said on NPR on Tuesday, Mitch McConnell is a loser. And I think that's the one thing that we can say in bipartisan agreement that Donald Trump is right about. Mitch McConnell is a loser. And because of that, he knows he does not have the support of his caucus. The MAGA wing of that party is who's in charge of that party. Mitch McConnell is a vassal to that MAGA wing of the party. So he can stand there and make all the speeches that he does. It's almost like a relationship. You ever seen a dude who talk big talk about what he gonna do and what he's really gonna do, but then when he's around his wife, he shut up? Because she's the one who got the real hands in the relationship. So Mitch McConnell can talk all he wants, but we know. No,
hey, Monique, he talking. Stop interrupting.
Hey, what is Millard?
Hey, he talking. Go, Robert, finish. Robert, finish.
You always let him talk.
Mitch McConnell knows he does not have any real hands in the Republican Party, so he tries to make these statements to act like he's doing something. But in reality, Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and those crazy insurrectionist senators and Donald Trump are the ones who control the Republican Party, and that's why he's trying to make himself relevant.
Before I'm going to go to a break, and so I'm just going to end it with this. Senator Mitch McConnell and to all the Republicans out there whining about Biden's speech yesterday, evoking the segregationists at Jeff Davis, I'm just gonna let Della Reese say all I need to say to all of y'all. I just want y'all to hear it exactly how I feel about Senator Mitch McConnell and Ted Cruz and Marsha Blackburn and the rest of y'all. Go.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you,
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Kiss my entire ass.
You're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
Ah, God.
Wow. Folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Like, wow, Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
You dig?